I told you there was a cannibal beast stalking the Canadian wilderness? And no, it does not live on Parliament Hill. In our most recent episode of the Dark Dosing podcast, I bring James the case of the Wendigo. Stories of the Wendigo are passed down through several Native American tribes, including the Algonquin and the Cree Nation. I'm sure when I say the word Wendigo, you guys think of something that looks kinda like this. And I understand why you'd think it looks like this. But surprise, surprise, the internet has lied to you. You see, stories of the Wendigo go back hundreds of years, and Europeans first heard about it back in the 1600s. And after a few hundred years of retelling these stories, and mixing other legends from other tribes, the story of the Wendigo has become bastardized and mishmashed with other legends. This depiction of what's called the modern-day Wendigo is actually more of what's called a Wachuge, a beast spoken of in Western Canadian tribes such as the Salish. And this beast is actually more based around power corruption, not cannibalism. The traditional description of the Wendigo is more like this. An 8 to 10 foot tall creature with pale, almost translucent skin, sunken eyes, extremely gaunt and emaciated. It's also said to have no lips, as the Wendigo's hunger is said to be so strong, it eats its own lips for sustenance. And the Wendigo at first were people, but once they fell into cannibalism, the spirit possesses them, becoming this terrifying monster. There are stories of entire hunting parties of men turning on their own tribes and attacking people like savage werewolves, screaming about the Wendigo taking them over and that their hunger will never be quenched. And lots of the darkest history of Canada is actually tied to the Wendigo legend, including rampant attempts to convert the First Nations tribes to Christianity. Lots of Europeans compared the Wendigo to a werewolf and thought conversion was the only way to fix it, which led down several more dark and terrible rabbit holes in Canadian history. But even though this creature is a part of Canada's past, it is also cited in the modern day. You see, people have reported all over North America these gaunt, pale figures, known today as pale crawlers, but they match almost perfectly to the descriptions of Wendigo. Could these beasts both be one and the same? And perhaps the Wendigo is more than just a terrifying legend. Listen to the Dark Dosing podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. New episodes every Friday. What do you think?